Alright, welcome to Daggerfall. Not sure if this is going to be a series or a music video. Alright, home province, Skyrim. Male. I'm a spell sword. Yes. Let's look at this. The second longest alteration. Life of adventuring. Helping others. Spent your time. Sparring. Shaved. A katana. In gratitude for services rendered, the Emperor gave me an amulet. Additional training in School of Restoration. Spend any free time with Longblade. You're friendlier than most with the Spriggans. Assassins. I'm intimate friends with a warrior. None. Have the most trouble resisting magic. Guy. Next. Okay. Strength, obviously up. Let's see if we can bring this down. Okay. I must distribute those ones. Alteration. Restoration. I reflect, let's say average. Okay.
400 years after Tiberseptim's reign, the beginning will meet the end, and the bloody circle will close in the empire of Tamriel. The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim, the seventh, cannot repair what his ancestors ignored.
I'd never really questioned it before. But who the heck is speaking right now?
Drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides itself.
Is that Akatosh?
Forever.
It could be Akatosh. Let me look this up. Who speaks at the beginning of Daggerfall?
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting. The nature of my trouble is darker still. Over a year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably on the field of battle. He was as loyal a subject, ally, and friend as you are. I did grieve for him, but his spirit does not rest. With a spectral army, he haunts his former kingdom, crying for revenge. I do not know why a good and loyal man would be so cursed. Perhaps you can find the answer and close the marble jaws of oblivion, bringing peace to his soul. I ask this as your emperor and your friend. I have one lesser request. Several years ago, I wrote a letter to the Queen of Daggerfall. It never arrived. The letter was of a sentimental and personal nature. If you find and destroy that letter, I will be grateful. Now, my champion, rest well this night, for tomorrow you sail for the Kingdom of Daggerfall.
Good job. You wake up and look around the room. Some hours ago, you were on a boat en route to Daggerfall, when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you found a cave and escaped the fury of the storm. You had only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you in. Your fear of being buried alive calmed you when you saw a corridor leading out of the cavern. Perhaps there was a way out of this cave after all. Once free of the cave, you can begin the Emperor's quest. Of course, I must work for the Emperor. I had to escape the privateer's hold to begin with. And of course, that was not such an easy attack. I'm already so much stronger. I had gained quite a bit of power during my initial journey to save the Emperor. However, it was still a bit hard as I had just endured a massive wave hitting my ship and knocking me into the ocean. But eventually I did find the exit. Please, join me, brothers. Of course, I still had to do the Emperor's task, which would eventually prove to be being polite too. First, I gathered plenty of information to see what I could learn. Goodness gracious! Of course, as a Nord, the people of Iliac Bay were not very kind to me. Say about Gothrin. How do you think about these guys? Any advice? Eventually, I found a woman who was longing for a child who was taken by the Dark Brotherhood, who would later prove to be one of my worst enemies. Of course, even though the person I needed to speak to was nearby, I had to go and save the woman. The poor girl who was captured. Whoa, so what's happening? And looked. Of course, there were wolves that attacked me on my way. Let's go, guard. We fought together and slew the wolf pack. It was rather easy since it was just a wolf pack. Morsley residence. Hey. Sorry. Of course, I still had to find the Morsley residence and find the girl. And protect her. Save her from the Dark Brotherhood. Where is General Morsley residence? Northeast. South. Northeast. Of course, it was the house right in front of me, as it turned out. But I went in. And there were certainly enemies everywhere, but the woman there was not very helpful. I could tell that she was working with the Dark Brotherhood. However, by the law, it would be illegal to kill her. So I took the girl and left, having to deal with assassins on my way out. They were strong, but I could escape. You are the Dark Brotherhood? These? You are a member of the Dark Brotherhood? Oh, please. I've faced far worse threats than you, jokers. Of course, they weren't that impressive, but I let my guard down, and unfortunately, I paid the price. I got rather injured. Of course, I could have just left. He was stuck. Rather comedically. But I still had to beat him because, you know, he's an assassin and it's better to beat the assassins. Of course, I was no thief, so I did not rob the private property. And I was able to leave rather easily, and I returned to where I needed to go. After dealing with more annoying wolves that prevented my travel. There were a lot of wolves after me then. Really, a lot of them. There were a lot. Why was I less surprised then? Anyways, I went back to the place I needed to go. Devil Griffin Tavern. Devil Griffin. And the journey was rather easy. I was told, and I received a letter from my contact, and she was rather angry, despite me doing something else that was more important, i.e. saving a child. And goodness, a traitor to Uriel. Oh please, I outrank even the great knight himself when it comes to... what? Uriel. She had no right to threaten me with that. But, of course, when I joined as the agent, I frankly... Brother, I was saving a little girl from the Dark Brotherhood. When I became known as the agent, I sort of hid my title as the Eternal Champion to prevent unwanted attention. So I could understand why she did not know that. Oh, but then I found her. And she really wanted to talk to me. She gave me information that I already knew. We hired a courier. And apparently the Emperor hired a courier instead of leaving it to me or someone else of high importance. Of course, it was just of sentimental value. Knights of the Dragon. I went to... Why are there two Knights of the Dragon? No other guilds here. There's apparently a Thieves Guild based in every place. I was looking for the Dark Brotherhood. I'll go to Castle Daggerfall right now. Because, frankly, I wanted to hunt them. Because the people
need to
around
talk
me
to
were
Queen
probably...
Abuki.
They were probably rather confused as I was, well, singing. I was the only one that could hear the music, of course. That's a weird thing I've always had. I don't know where it started.
Do you agree with these terms?
Yes. You have no idea how tempted I was to say
Of course I agree with the terms. Well met, stranger. Any news? Any advice?
But yes, I walked around, talked to people, and then I eventually did talk to Gothried and Aubaki. Two people I really do not like. Which you will learn why, particularly in the future. Or, well, in a couple seconds, most likely. Yes, he's quite literally asking me to commit a crime. The King of Daggerfall.
With all due respect...
So...
Let me
I
say
used one of my little-known skills.
Fido's Guild.
think you could guess
Hello
what
there.
happened there.
Any advice?
Don't worry. Don't
Why,
worry,
thank
he is
you.
alive.
I want to join your guild.
Partially. I reversed
Training. Yep, I'm interested.
my own
Hey!
actual talent.
I didn't join any guilds in the past because I was busy saving the Emperor. I can finally join a guild like my father always wanted me to.
Yes,
Yes,
my
I shall spend an hour studying. Interesting.
The one who raised me did
Interesting.
want me to join.
Interesting.
guilds.
I do not have the stamina.
But I went on a few missions for them. And decided
Alright.
to do them quite
Time
well.
to destroy an enemy. How do I get in this tree stump? There we go.
Of course, there was a door in the tree stump, which was rather confusing.
This is not a tree stump.
As you can guess, I was kind of confused. And spiders are always annoying.
Assist me, mortal. Please. How do I... Alright, now I'm gonna finally go down and kill the stupid mummy because it's irritating me.
Of course, in the breath of my journey, I got a
Also
mummy
a solid
that
thing.
decided to hunt me. And eventually, I tracked it down and, well, I slew it because, well, it kept showing up and being annoying, which you could probably tell by all of the corpses.
Oh, it's you. I'm not trying
I was
to
just
bother you,
trying
Jim. I'm
to
trying to bring your dang finger back to you. Chill.
I was trying to do that. I did not want to kill it, I wanted to lay it to rest by giving it its finger and causing
Oh, there we
everything
go.
to be good. But instead, it just kept and kept
That
hurting
works.
me like an irritating... And then, after a bit of slaying the worst people, I received an interesting letter. First of all, they wanted something because I was grabbing some information for the Mages Guild. But then I got sent another interesting letter from the Dark Brotherhood. They had seen me kill people. Of course, they didn't know it was bad people.
Okay.
And they wanted me to join them. So I spoke to the contact. And I spoke to the person as well.
Hello
And
there.
eventually
not fear of
I had to track down the letter by talking to Morgana.
Scourge Barrow. Hello there, Lady Baronzaya.
After talking to Lady Baronzaya and a few others, I spoke to the contact again, which was rather funny as the person didn't actually die. I don't know how they did it, I simply told them that it was that the wine was poisoned, and they tossed down the place.
Why, thank you.
Plus, I guarantee they were rather confused themselves when the person appeared about a week later. Oh, I
course.
certainly do love
The
this.
person is still alive. It was not them who was poisoned, but someone else.
I still don't know who they got instead. But I found the sanctuary, and
No response. Got no response.
as with all murderers,
Training.
I spoke to them.
Hello there.
Tried to learn their story. I talked. I understood exactly what kind of filth I was speaking to. And I spoke and spoke and spoke. I learned and learned and learned. And I took what was allowed of me. And then... blah. Blink.
Of course, the guards didn't understand. Oh, it's the Dark Brother. They were thinking, oh, it's a murderer. Killing murderers. I never said the guards were intelligent. Unfortunately. The people of the Dark Brotherhood were incredibly shocked. They did not know how to react. But I evaded the guards and slew all of them, as they were murderers. Every last one of them. And then they hit me, so I had to use my time again, because that was irritating. One of my most useful abilities, in my opinion. So I had to go back in. I struck. I ran. I struck. I struck. I struck. I struck. I struck. They did not fight back, which kind of made me feel a little bad. But they were murderers. They did deserve death. Quite clearly. So I killed. I ran. I killed. And I evaded. And I ran. And I saw the Spy Master, who was rather shocked by my actions, and I killed him. And I ran past the guard, killed the last member, evaded the guards, and escaped. Everyone in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary here is dead. It was quite nice. And they, don't you think? Killing members. Absolutely hate me. Negative 100 rep. But I'm still technically. But they already gave me a list of all their sanctuaries. I was very, very proud of myself. So now, all I need to do is find more. Of course, I still had to talk to a necromancer. Not any necromancer, but the King of Worms. Hello there, Minimarco. I much rather wouldn't, but I spoke. And he spoke to me. I returned to Morgaia. First hold. Gortwad. Of course, I couldn't go after the letter immediately, and I found more Dark Brotherhood people, which I slew. And I continued doing letters for the fighter missions for the Fighters Guild. And after plenty of searching, you completed them, such as this one, where you had to find a man who was paralyzed by spiders. And I found him, and I left. You can join my party, you're actually clothed. I did not like the lack of clothes that the nymphs had. I love how my stealth is leveling up and I'm just running around like a psychopath. It was rather humorous that I was... No one wanted to join my party, I was rather confused. But I did finally find the paralyzed man. And I could not pacify the spider, unfortunately. So I attempted to escape. It took a bit. But then I ran, I got more friends, and eventually I was on a quest where I had to find a certain scroll, and they would tell me a bit about what happened to me. And I met a Daedroth. Because why wouldn't I meet a Daedroth when I had a Dwemer blade of all things? But I did find the letter, the scroll, whatever it was. Yes! Eventually, I managed to kill him. That was Sorry. That was not worth it. Okay, and I learnt that what I already knew, there was Nolgotha who did it to me. I'd already spoken to Nolgotha at that point. And one And then this one innkeeper told me to meet with his master, which kind of surprised me, but not as much as the identity of the master. Where is the Ormsley residence? Southeast, thank you. I thought this... That was rather funny. The orc summoned me to a sleep. Where the heck am I? My associate, no. Eventually I escaped, returned to the innkeeper, who told me where to find them. And after enough little bits of searching, I found what I needed to. Aha. And he was not that strong, honestly. And then I finally spoke to Lotan. Right. Yes, I shall do something for you. Sentinel. If I tell... Right. Of course, I had to explore the mystery of Cocta. Oh, well, I'll apparently was taken by... It was apparently taken by Octus Zuren. At first, I made a little stop with the Dark Brotherhood, but it was something weird. They figured out that I was betraying them. But luckily, I was quick enough to convince many of them to join my side. And for the rest of them, I slew them. Oh. Unfortunately, they were calling more, so I had to escape. The leader of the Dark Brotherhood evaded, and next time I was there, they were gone. Guy? Shh. And then the Underking. Before no one sees me talking with you, it's come to my attention that the Underking is being wrongfully accused of abducting Prince Cocta. Before you judge, check into the fortress of Foljum. I'll mark it on your map. Who am I? Just call me a loyal servant. Now move away before anyone gets suspicious. Go on, scram! Fair enough. Eventually, I found something. Well, 2 days ago, I was sealed within this crypt without food or water. I do not know whether hunger or poor health or one of these creatures who share this dank hole with me will kill me first. I only know that I will soon be dead, and not even my bones will remain. My hope is that in the years that come, this letter will be read and the sad story of the Cocta, Prince of Sentinel, will be told. I am 15 years old at the time of this writing, and have been plagued with bad health for most of my life, to the frustrations of my hardy parents. The finest healers and apothecaries in Western Tamriel have labored over my every cough and fever, but while they could save my life time and time again, they could not improve my sickly constitution. In retrospect, I received very little real affection from the king and queen, embarrassed as they were by getting such a cripple as the heir of the kingdom. I cannot say I miss the love. I received much attention from doctors, priests, and herbalists constantly at court. Certainly I was not to be the sort of warrior that King Cameron was. But one of my dearest friends, a priest of Sendar, said I may be the first scholar king in the history of Sentinel. My younger sister, Abaki, was the true favorite of my parents, athletic, beautiful, and charming. It's hard to think of an uncomplimentary word for her. I'm resigned to my imminent death, and yet I would like to see her once again. For 6 years, Abki and I were the only children of Sentinel. 8 years ago, the queen had a child named Greklith, after the ancient Redguard word for strong king. Few speak that tongue any longer, but all the scholars and nobles of Hammerfell understood, and Greklith is a strong boy indeed. I've never seen him so much as cough. The queen's next child, born only a year after Greklith, had an even more ominous birth name, Lotan, second boy. Perhaps had I been less sheltered, more suspicious by nature, I might have read into these nominations. Lotan and Greklith are common enough names in our family, I reasoned. Now, I know that even then I was disinherited, even if it was not official yet.
Several months before Loten's birth, and 3 years afterwards, I was in the throes of a very serious fever. The doctors despaired of me, but somehow, very, very gradually, I recovered. For the first time, and the last, I read an expression on my father's, the king's face. That was not indifference. It was disgust. That was a fortnight ago. 3 nights ago, I was seized by men I'd never seen while I was having a walk. My nursemaid stood watching placidly as I was gagged and tied and thrown roughly into a sack. I do not know how long they rode with me, was eventually left here. When I was finally free from my bonds, I found I was alone. My wanders have gotten me nowhere. The place filled with undead creatures that prevented me from finding any exits. I have no hope left, but no fear either. A few regrets. Perhaps had I studied magic instead of history and science, I could free myself of this place. One of my tutors told me the story of the Underking, how he had placed his life force in the body of a powerful being, and thus had conquered all Tamriel long, long ago. Had I only had the strength of a more powerful body like that. But I did not study magic. I studied history, so I leave this letter, not to avenge myself, but as an historical document. Well, dang,
Such a
now
scholar.
I'm sad. Lord Dion and I, and during the war with us, his queen found out. They say that while Menasira banished Medora, Albaki is queen, and the Menasira still resides at Daggerfall. Medora doesn't know where to go. The Isle of Befurlua. Again, thank you for just knowing what happens to take this long so. Honestly, the fact that Hoctor was disinherited and then murdered by his father rather is infuriating. Alright, I'm here. Hey, now I'm an evoker. Yes, I'm Guy the... You literally just promoted... And eventually I had to speak to this man, who was a necromancer, at least suspected to be one. I spoke, and I spoke, and I spoke. And as he was a necromancer, I sought to kill him myself. And it went rather well. I had to hide, and then I struck him. And then, after a while, I finally learned the use of my enchanted items. In place. Hello, Manamarca. And then I had to return to Manamarca. Because he sent a messenger. A zombie. Sure, why not? Fair enough. On my way to the Palace of Sentinel, I was found by several things. It was a rather interesting scenario. Oh my goodness. There was a necromancer. A rather irritating man who was rather easy to talk to. Come on, man. He calmed down chaos here. Sorry about that. Stop causing chaos. As you heard, he did apologize. Oh wait, there's a barbarian. Hey, excuse me, could you get lost? No? Alright. Hello, how are you doing? Well, that was a weird sight. Hello there, good sir. I'm imagining all of them are just lightly confused on how this guy came in, talked off a necromancer, murdered a barbarian, and chatted with a couple of guards before riding into the city. I just gotta find this Corrales guy and I can get out of this stupid dungeon. Of course, Corrales did actually curse me, which prevented me from seeing much, as you could see exactly what I could see. Ow. And then I was told, finally went along my mission and took a painting from
The depths of Wayrest. Nice, I got the painting. It was an ugly one, too. It showed murder. I don't like murder. But people will do it, which is kind of irritating. Surprised. It was quite magical. It's incredible. Something you got. Well, I didn't even really steal it, I just grabbed it. Of course, there were still a few issues. I brought it back to Aokora or whatever her name was. Thank you. Yeah. And I told her, yes, I used the painting. And frankly, I did not care about her saying, oh, it was a royal item. Alright, though I do respect her decision, I will have to go there, unfortunately. I just don't really care. But first, then the Great Knight contacted us. When the Great... I had to search for the Great Knight, and the reflexes are you. Oh, great. Hello, Meganusson. Why, I had to go back into the dungeon of Sentinel and find some. I destroyed plenty of those. Okay. I already have the gratitude. Tell you about everything. Oh dear. I had to fight the... I had to find this person. Oh my goodness. After a while. Is there... Is there another lich? Another lich? Yes, there was a lich here before. Excuse me, I'm going in the dungeon. Excuse me, I need to... Apparently some maid's been complaining, I need to go in the dungeon. It took me a while, but eventually I found this man who called himself Ganlas. He claimed to be a priest of Arcade, but his behavior was odd. Eventually, both me and Magnesson came to the same opinion. Something was brutally wrong. We ran. We both ran. Fled. And we made it back to the main place. The main part of the palace. And made it out of the entrance. I intended to go to the fortress of Fjojum. I intended to go to... and I did. Which was rather confusing. I eventually found the relic we needed, and I returned to Magnesson. Of course, Ganlas had already escaped. He went to a castle, Necromagan, where I had to find him. Twice. Oh dear. Court Wizard of Daggerfall Castle. Got it. And Ganlas became a lich. It was rather problematic. I broke in through the door and spoke to Popadax, as he was who we needed to speak to. Took a while, but I managed to return to Castle Negro, or whatever it's called. We got the aid and first had to deal with a wolf, which was rather irritating. And then we found a horde of vampires, some of which joined us. And Ganlas was not too happy. We made him hurtable though, and that was what we needed. My party was destroyed by my blasts. Magnesson also fought incredibly powerfully, but I was forced to flee. And the Lich followed me as Magnesson sat there hurt. Eventually, I managed to hurt him dearly, to the point where he was beginning to falter. I could hear his bones cracking, and him ready to fall down. Then I leveled one final blow and defeated the Lich. But, unfortunately, Ganlas had a few last moves. And so I went back to fight Magnesson and fought him. And he told me to flee and get Gothrid. So I tried to hurt him, and fled to talk to Gothrid, telling him what happened.
Okay, close enough. Should it be closer? Okay,
Of course, I had two options.
what else should we change?
Because I knew this relic as well as Magnesson did.
Okay, what else should we change?
I could have sent away them forever, or used the relic. However, I used it, because a little unknown fact was that I was rather old already. I could be older, and I would be able to fight Ganlas if he had ever returned.
Will be murdered in a dark place.
Not sure at all what that meant, but I'll save. Fuck to me. Yes, of course. Interested in helping you exercise Lysandus. Yeah, alright. Nulgafa. Okay. She's not mad. I don't think. I've spoken to her before. She's a little eccentric, but then again, so are we all. Oh, you want to be my enemy? I see. I see. Goodness gracious. Flesh out sharks are annoying. Did you tell me where the unicorn horn is, Mr. Dragon? No? East. Okay. Okay. This works. I think this is it. If this is it, yay. This is it. Nope, it's not it. This sucks. Oh, nope, there's a door. The unicorn horn. Yippee. Friend, yeah. Yippee, my friend, yeah. Hi, Darren I. Yep. The diamond does your reward. Have some twigs. Have a single twig. You're Mr. Agent of the Underking. Brings the Rusty Cat Lodge. Anyways, wow, that was quick. Your efforts. Medora. Gortwog. You know what? I'm going to Magasan and styled paint. Alright, Magasan. Of course I can't read it. Anyways, I need to go to Gortwog. Oh dear. Oh, hey, nice. Ganalas. Blah blah blah. Sure. Well, I mean, I am a member of the Blades, so that wouldn't be too hard. Of course, Ziorin obviously wanted this. Hey, are you Gortwog? But I talked to Gortwog first. It was rather easy. Okay. To get this dust of restful death. And I found the letter, and then had to go back to Medora. Okay. Though it is rather odd when I heard that Edaware was the one who killed Lysandus. Edaware is not the greatest person, none of the royalty in Iliac Bay are. But I was still rather surprised here that he would kill Lysandus. Of course, I still had to know where he was buried first, which led me back to Zorin, or the Underking. Oh. I found this casual cloak, which was guarded by a vampire for some reason in the Blades place. Slain by treachery. Thank you, good sir. You get these champion straps. I got the cloak, which was rather ugly, and I was told the location. That is not what I was just outside of. It took me a while of exploring, but eventually I found where Lysandus was laid. Holy! It took me a very long while. My pardon's already full, sorry. Okay, I'm healed now, let's save. Let's go back down. Unless... levitation! Many places to go. Okay. I had a little cloak where I could use levitation to see what was above me. Well, if I can get my levitation to do the weird thing that it can occasionally do, I can potentially ascertain the location of Lysandus' direct tomb and the way towards it from here. How could you do that? I have a couple tricks up my... It allows me to sort of see what is above and next to this place by allowing me to place my head into the center space between walls. That doesn't sound normal. It's probably not. But I can do it, so why not? Ooh. That is literally just a hole in the wall. That's kind of lame, actually. Is this Lysandus' tomb? It took me a bit, but we finally actually found the place. We couldn't actually find where the tomb was. I tried exploring around it, and still couldn't find anything. And eventually I found something that was rather irritating to discover. It's fine. This isn't Lysandus' tomb. There we go. Down. Eventually I found a hidden switch, which allowed me to lower this. And then I finally found the Tomb of Lysandus. Seems that I was right. The Tomb of Lysandus, gentlemen and ladies. All it took was us breaking through two walls. Oh. quiet now. Lysandus.
You soothe my rage. I do not seek to be placated. I seek vengeance upon he who slew me.
Who slew you?
If you would truly lay my spirit to rest, be the instrument of my vengeance against Lord Woodborn of Wayrest.
It was rather surprising to hear that Woodborn, of all people, killed Lysandus.
See.
None of the nobles.
So,
would
did
be
you
happy
placate him?
with
Can we
that.
go?
No. We have our target, though. Noble of Wayrest, Lord Woodborn. Lord Woodborn? Isn't he betrothed to the princess? He is. Not for much longer, but yes, he was. Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? I must apologize. I'm here to kill Woodborn. What? It was rather easy to
you're here to
tell
kill
the gods. He killed Lysandus. What do you mean he killed Lysandus? As much as I don't want to believe it myself, I was told directly. Yep. Of course, I finally learned where the letter was kept. There's literally no way to open that. So I had to guess we have
break
to
it.
through it. Darn it. Oh well, not the end of the world. Hello, how are you doing? And I found the letter and read it. Oh, and you would not be happy with what I read. Gothard would not refuse aid. After all, Alessia is still the heir. When Edoware dies... Oh dear. Parents Helseth and Morgai has already promised the heir first told. Keep it all right. Especially. Oh. What did you find? Hello? Did you find? At that moment, I was too angry to speak. What did he see? The words were cruel. Never seen him look that corrupt. Southwest of us. I was ready to kill Woodborn with my own. Trying to find a way back there, and I found him. Wearing a woman's armor for some reason. Perhaps we found him. It was a very quick and easy battle.
King Lysandus is at last able to rest. The wraiths and ghosts of his loyal soldiers vanish as the soul passes to the underworld, leaving the city of Daggerfall to the living.
And then it was a matter of destroying his legacy. And killed him. Wonderful. Now to go and give it to Edoware. This is going to take a while. I still can't believe that he'd do that. I wish he wouldn't. The guards were still in shock, but they had felt the magic. I frankly wish that he when Woodborn was slain. Innocent. Well, we're out. Let me leave 10,000 gold for you all. Indeed. Have a good day. Fight well. I parted my ways and left them gold. An amount of gold that would make them as wealthy as a Jarl in the Skyrim. Born is dead. Goodbye, friends. Excuse me, I must speak with King Edoware and Queen Baronzaya. My lady. Hey, as I expected, they were revolted.
Despite their shiftiness and bad behavior,
Thank you.
they still respected Lysandus.
Thank you.
And that
most
was the
generous.
end of the first part of the Emperor's mission.